So hi guys, today I'm just going to run through our 6-frame Mini Mating Hive. Great addition to our product line. Actually consists of 6 frames, so we'll run through it overall. You've got a high density polystyrene roof, it's about 170 micron. You've got a double-sided feeder here with quite a lot of bits in it that we'll run through in a minute. A brood chamber floor. You've got a ventilated floor here with 2 entrances. The idea with this nuc is you can run it as 1 independent nuc or as 2 as such. So you have discs here to block off ventilation in the floor, or you can leave them open. You also have plugs and discs here for blocking off the entrances if you're using it as 1 or 2 depending on. And we've got small little landing boards here, or flight boards, for the bees to be able to land on a flight from. So the brood chamber sits directly down. You've got a dummy board. So when it's sitting in place, you've got a second entrance. So you have 1 either side here, as you can see, on either side, and 6 frames all together with a dummy board. So if you want to use it as a singler, you take out the dummy, slide over the frames, put the dummy down one side, as you can see, and you block one of the entrances. So there, it's just a 6-frame Mini Mating Hive. But today we'll just run it through as 2. Put the frames back, slide them over, dummy down the middle. With the dummy down the middle, you've actually got 2 feeder compartments. We've got stainless steel here covering it. I'm just going to pop that out. So this is where the bees actually get access to the feed. So if it's the same with the dummy board down the middle, you've got to ensure that the dummy board stays right away with the feeder. Same position on top, so that they have access to both sides. You can see there on the back, you have access to both sides of the feeder. So with this in place, it's got the bees actually getting into the feeding compartment. And a roof that sits on top. You can strap that down to anything and it's very strong. It's like your type 3 polystyrene hive. It's the same density, it's about 160 to 170 micron. One of the main queries we get about this box is actually how do we operate the frames. So you've got a few different ways of doing them. You can see the bottom rail here is grooved in the top rail, and you've got wire and points. So you can actually run the wire through this frame yourself, pre-wire it and melt the wax in, which is the traditional methods that's used throughout Europe. Or you can take an unwired sheet, cut it and melt it along both sides, because there's not that much pressure on it overall when you're using it like this, because you're not actually spinning honey out from these. Each frame here you're seeing is roughly about half the size of a national brood frame. So when you're building bees up on it, it's going to take quite a few more bees worth of queen to actually get this box up and running. But you'll see the advantages of it very quick as well. And once you have the frames drawn, it's very easy to move them into a hive from there.